Well, there's another documentary. It's called The Last Blockbuster, I think it's called. Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah. I've seen the Blockbuster.
About how is it about how Netflix tried to buy Blockbuster?
No, did you not watch it?
No.
You watch it though, right, Joe? It was awesome. There's a very small. It's just about the last Blockbuster. There's only one Blockbuster left.
Yeah, it's in Oregon.
Yeah, and there is a part in the documentary where they mention that at one point Blockbuster did have the opportunity to buy Netflix, and they said no.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around. I thought Netflix tried to buy Blockbuster.
No, because Blockbuster was so fucking huge.
Yeah,
and Netflix.
So why did, this might be a weird question, but I'll ask you, why did Blockbuster go from like 100 to 0 and Family Video held on by a thread for the longest time? Was it just porn? Is that what Family Video had going for them?
I wonder. I mean, I do know from talking to some people that worked at those Family Videos that a lot of people that went in there were looking for porn and porn only. But I guess it would be foolish to underestimate the idea that porn sales could, fuel your whole business for years. But that sounds crazy.
They had to, all those Gumball sales, all those, they had to honor the Gumball System. And they just kept showing up with that white Gumball for a free movie. They had no choice, really. They had to keep the doors open. Yeah.
What was that?
You don't remember that?
Promotion?
They had a Gumball machine. They literally had. I remember us doing it, and it was a quarter for a Gumball. And if you got the white Gumball, it said free movie on the white Gumball, and you got a free movie rental.
That's pretty cool.
You were there. You lived it.
Well,
you probably didn't win.
Yeah,
I'd
loser.
Definitely.
I probably won all the time. That was the cool thing about Blockbuster, though, is they had like all the candy and crap. The only reason I bring this up is because I was listening to people talk about that documentary the other day, and I've never seen it. This was yesterday, so it's on my list now. But that was another thing you're talking about is Blockbuster was like an experience going in there as a child.
Oh, yeah,
they had all the movies, and then they had the movie-sized candy, and you would like... Oh.
That's a big thing that a lot of everybody in the documentary talks about, is they miss like the whole experience of it. The smell.
Well, that was like, I feel like it was like Saturday at like 2 p.m. and one of our parents would come in and it'd be like, oh, we're getting a babysitter tonight, so we're going to Blockbuster first. We'd get our kid cuisines and we'd get our movie and some candy from Blockbuster, and then I'd go hide in the closet.
Yeah, that's right. Our home phone, like our landline, was actually a cell phone.
Okay.
So Matthew would steal it.
Pre that.
No, because that's why you would hide in the closet.
We were in like late middle school, because our old home phone wasn't corded. It was on the station. That's what
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
See, landline's gone the way of Blockbuster.
All right, so why is Matt in the closet, though?
Oh, he would steal the phone to call our mom.
Oh.
Yeah.
While we had a babysitter over.
I'd be like, get me out of here.
Yeah, I feel like we were pretty... Like, we definitely grew up on, I guess, the back end of Blockbuster, but if you think about how huge the whole movie rental business was, I mean, I also would have thought that nothing would have been able to tear it down had I been the Blockbuster people.
Hubris, once again. We're back to it.
It always comes back to hubris. Blockbuster is the Icarus of stores.
Bloop. Do anything. Just with a bloop.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were on the back end of Blockbuster, on the cutting edge of like on-demand, Time Warner Cable on-demand movies.
Yeah, I remember like that. See, that fills. That was like the perfect timeline. It was like early 2000s. Blockbuster. We started to get a little bit older, like around 2000, like the 2010 mark, and I remember being like around like 12 to 15 and being like, can I please rent this movie on demand? It's $4.99, but we get it for 48 hours. Like, you can watch it too tomorrow.
It's right here. Buy it on accident.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to hit it. You can't return it.
Yeah. I thought it was free.
That's maybe my favorite time for technology, was when things like that were coming around that made things easier and more convenient, but they couldn't do everything for you yet. like when you watch those early episodes of any show from like the 2000s, but Entourage is the one that always comes to mind because they're always pulling out their tiny little fucking flip phones and like going like that. It's just so crazy how advanced that was at the time and how now it's so like that's nothing compared to like what we're all carrying around now.
Remember how hard it was to get on the internet on like your older cousin's first phone? Anyone remember that? Like they'd have this weird, and like they had these stupid buttons, and you wanted like I just want to go on Ask Jeeves. I don't know, and they're just so difficult.
By the way, I'm pretty sure just shut down officially. Ask Jeeves like just got
R.I.P. to Jeeves.
Yeah, Jeeves, but smart fella, whatever.
He knew a lot. He knew a lot.
Whatever. I had something else to say about we were at a wedding this weekend, and we were sitting at a table of cousins, we'll call it,
because that's what it was.
Yeah, but there was a large age gap between some of the cousins.
Yeah,
and so a couple of our cousins that are a little bit older than us, we were talking about like I am.
Oh yeah,
and our cousins that are, somewhat younger than us, 5-6 years younger than us. We're like, what the hell is I am? Like, that's the most ridiculous way of communicating ever. It's like, yeah, it was, but listen, it was either that or you didn't talk to people. So,
yeah, I am was real shitty.
We also were never really allowed to use technology as children until like 10th grade, and then all of a sudden it was like use the internet.
We were like, whoa. Play. That's an interesting point. We could play Oregon Trail, and there was a Harry Potter computer game. Man, R.I.P. to computer games. Computer games were so fun.
The hours spent.
Backyard hockey. Remember I used to play backyard hockey and backyard baseball. I know those are two, like backyard baseball is a game that gets brought up a lot in this conversation.
Backyard hockey, though, was fucking unreal.
And Andrew hates hockey, so listen to him.
I loved backyard hockey,
was so fun.
Mike Madonna, that guy was a cheat code in that game.
He was a cheat code in real life. I still say this all the time. And I don't know if people know where it's from, but the announcer in that game, when people would take a penalty, sometimes he'd say, I've seen rougher stuff in a marshmallow factory.
Yeah.
And I say it all the time. What a line.
They gotta redo those games. They gotta
they should. I've tried to down elite, I don't know what it's called, but whatever, like go on the internet and download a copy onto like your MacBook or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think all they did was take my social security number. I never got the game, but
I would happily trade my social security number for
I never.